Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever found yourself haunted by a first love that felt like an unstoppable force, yet was tragically confined by the world around it? You know, those profound connections that leave an indelible mark, a name etched onto your very soul, even if they couldn't endure in the harsh light of reality. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on an immersive journey into the heart of the compelling and utterly heartbreaking Taiwanese film, Your Name Engraved Herein, released in 2020. And look, this isn't merely a romantic tale, it's really a cultural touchstone, a powerful historical record, and a deeply visceral exploration of identity, courage, fear, and the enduring power of affection.
Oh, absolutely. What's truly fascinating here is the sheer magnitude of this film's impact. It didn't just break box office records in Taiwan, which it did, massively, but it unlocked this kind of collective memory for older generations. It gave them a vital public space to finally process the unspoken traumas of their youth.
Mhm.
And at the same time, it served as this essential history lesson for younger viewers about a past often overlooked or even actively suppressed. So yeah, this wasn't just entertainment. It felt like a profound cultural awakening, bringing long-held secrets and pains right out into the light.
That's a crucial observation. And our mission for this deep dive is, well, it's to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight from every intricate layer of this cinematic masterpiece. We'll explore its compelling narrative, uncover its rich symbolism, dive into its critical historical context, and ultimately try to understand why it continues to resonate so powerfully with audiences worldwide. We're basically offering you a shortcut to being truly well informed about this film, exploring how it masterfully weaves its specific setting, the character's intense internal struggles, and potent symbolism to tell a story that is both intimately personal and broadly significant. It just leaves a lasting impression on anyone who experiences it. So let's begin our exploration by grounding ourselves firmly in the story's setting. Taiwan, 1987. And this isn't just a backdrop. The year itself is almost a silent character, right? An omnipresent force that actively molds the lives of our protagonists. Earlier that year, the decades-long period of martial law had finally been lifted. That signaled a political transition toward democracy and, for many, a palpable sense of social liberation. It really felt like a country beginning to breathe freely after a long, stifling period.
Indeed, yeah, that feeling of political freedom was incredibly potent. You felt this shift in the air. Yet, and this is where the film finds its unique tragedy, this newfound political liberty was starkly juxtaposed with an intense and deeply ingrained societal repression of LGBTQ plus identities. To truly grasp the weight of 1987, you almost have to imagine living under martial law. It was like this period of silent, constant surveillance,
Right.
strict government control over speech, assembly, personal liberties,
Yeah.
often enforced with harsh penalties for any deviation. So while the law was officially lifted, the shadow of that repression, that ingrained fear of deviance, it lingered deeply within institutions and people's minds.
Okay.
The film offers this chilling insight into what you could call a freedom paradox,
Mm-hmm.
how legal and political declarations of liberty can dramatically outpace societal acceptance. It traps individuals in this sort of liminal space where their rights might exist on paper, but are brutally denied in lived experience.
Wow.
And this lag, as we'll definitely see through Jia-han and Birdy, is precisely where the deepest personal tragedies unfold.
And within this broader, subtly suffocating societal context, the film narrows its focus even more to an even more specific, restrictive environment, a Catholic boys' high school. This setting just adds another crushing layer of oppression, doesn't it?
Oh, completely. Within these institutions, you have priests and military instructors preaching unwavering conformity. They're actively framing any natural feelings, especially those that didn't fit the expected mold of male-female relationships, as sinful, as something to be confessed and purged. This religious and institutional doctrine clashed directly, violently even, with the boys' burgeoning emotions, fueling immense guilt, self-loathing, and just agonizing internal conflict.
Yeah, you can feel that pressure building.
Precisely. The external pressures were relentless, and the film doesn't shy away from depicting the tangible dangers of being different during this time. There's a chilling depiction of a gay schoolmate being publicly humiliated and physically beaten.
Oh, that scene.
Right, and Birdie witnesses it, hidden in the shadows.
Yeah.
This isn't just a brief moment. It's visceral, unforgettable for him and for us, the audience. It etches the terrifying consequences of nonconformity into his very being. The film doesn't shy away from the sounds of the blows, the terror in the victim's eyes, or that sickening silence that follows. It powerfully illustrates the immediate physical danger of being different during that era. It's a profound, traumatic lesson that fundamentally shapes Birdie's worldview and, crucially, his future choices.
That scene with the punishment you just described, it truly brings home the stark reality. How do you think witnessing something so brutal at such a formative age, how did that fundamentally shape Birdie's entire approach to his own feelings and his relationship with Ahan?
That's a crucial question, because it's not just a memory. It's become this deep-seated trauma for him. For Birdie, every burgeoning feeling he has for Ahan is immediately filtered through that image of violence and humiliation. His subsequent actions, especially his performance of heterosexuality, which we'll definitely get into, can be seen less as a lack of courage, maybe, and more as this deeply ingrained survival instinct. It's almost a desperate, loving attempt to shield Ahan from a similar fate, even if it meant sacrificing their own happiness. It's a tragic calculus, really, where self-inflicted heartbreak is perceived as the lesser of two evils. You really feel how the external world's harshness is so clearly mirrored in the characters' inner lives. It's not just an abstract societal problem. It becomes a deeply personal, agonizing struggle for them, manifesting in every glance, every unspoken word, every hesitant touch.
With the weight of that suffocating world now so clear, let's zoom in on the two young men who navigated it, whose lives became so intricately and, well, beautifully intertwined. Chang Jia-han, or Ahan, and Wang Bo-di, known as Birdy. So Ahan is the disciplined one, the top student. He's reserved, cautious, almost outwardly understated. But beneath that calm, almost stoic exterior, you can just sense this intense emotional depth burning. He's the one who falls first, and when he falls, he truly embodies pure, unadulterated passion and a kind of innocent, all-consuming devotion. He's really the heart of the story, the character through whom we, the audience, experience so much of the raw, unfiltered pain and that burgeoning joy.
And then we have Birdie, the free-spirited, rebellious new transfer student. He's outgoing, daring, with this almost irrepressible magnetic charm and infectious energy. You can see why Ahan is drawn to him. Yet, beneath that vibrant exterior, he carries this profound awareness of the risks involved in expressing his true self. He represents a complex, almost contradictory mix of deep love and an acute, self-preservative awareness of consequences. These two contrasting personalities, almost like two sides of a coin, are drawn to each other in this incredibly rigid environment. And it's truly captivating to witness their connection unfold.
Their initial interactions are so compelling, aren't they? They resonate with anyone who remembers those intense, formative teenage friendships. It starts with that typical bravado, sharing secrets, playful pranks, bonding over shared experiences like music, that kind of thing. It's that natural camaraderie that often precedes and lays the groundwork for much deeper feelings.
Exactly. And the film truly solidifies this early, profound bond during a military training camp. There's this powerful incident where Ahan is punished for some minor infraction, and without a moment's hesitation, Birdy defiantly shares in his punishment. He just stands by his friend. It's such a potent early display of loyalty and solidarity, showcasing a deep, unconditional connection, even before their feelings fully unfurl into, romantic love.
That scene truly establishes their connection, but the pivotal moment, the real turning point that reshapes everything, comes during a seemingly innocuous movie date. They're out with two female classmates, Ban Ban and Xiao Mao, watching a romantic film in a darkened cinema. And in this hushed, anonymous space, Ahan, in a moment described as confused intimacy and pure impulse, reaches out and holds Birdie's hand.
Ah, that fleeting touch in the dark. It's absolutely crucial. Birdie pulls away almost immediately. It's like this visceral recoil.
Yeah.
But that brief, raw act of vulnerability from Ahan unleashes this torrent of previously repressed feelings within him. It marks the undeniable moment Ahan realizes it's far more than just friendship. It's a profound, undeniable love that has taken root. His entire world shifts in that darkened theater. It's like an emotional earthquake.
It's a stunning moment. But you just mentioned Birdie's immediate recoil. This scene raises an important question. For Ahan, it's this moment of dawning realization, but for Birdie, is it more than just a rejection? What does his pulling away truly signify in that fraught context?
That's a crucial distinction, yeah. For Ahan, it's a moment of profound personal truth, a clear recognition of his heart's desire. But for Birdy, the act of pulling away is a stark, immediate reminder of the dangerous, brutal line society has drawn. His reaction isn't necessarily a rejection of Ahan himself, but an instinctive, visceral understanding of the peril they are treading. It's a moment pregnant with fear, one that tragically foreshadows so much of the pain and the impossible choices that are coming their way.
Right. So with Ahan's dawning realization of his love for Birdy, the entire dynamic of their relationship changes, doesn't it? It transforms into this heart-wrenching push and pull. Now fully aware of his feelings, Ahan becomes increasingly transparent in his affection, almost wearing his heart on his sleeve. He is impulsive, driven by this pure, intense emotion, and willing to embrace his identity against all odds, seemingly oblivious to the full extent of the societal dangers that Birdy is so acutely aware of. You can practically feel Ahan's entire world shift, and his heartbreak becomes so raw and palpable as he tries to get closer, only to be met with this painful resistance. His innocent yet kind of naive love just collides head-on with the harsh reality of their environment.
This is precisely where Birdie's character becomes so incredibly complex. He embodies this profound internal conflict between his deep affection and an overwhelming, debilitating fear. He loves Ahan just as deeply, that much is clear. But he is acutely aware of the severe, potentially violent consequences they could face. So he develops this performance of heterosexuality. He becomes distant, almost cold, and actively pursues a relationship with Ban Ban, a popular girl. And this isn't just a casual teenage fling. It's a meticulously crafted public performance, a shield to protect both himself and, crucially, Ahan from a hostile world. It's the quintessential "I'm pushing you away to protect you" trope, born directly out of an intense, primal fear, a fear paradoxically born from his love. This makes him, quite frankly, well, the "I hurt you because I love you" king.
Wow, that's a title.
Right. His actions, frustrating and heartbreaking as they are for Ahan and for us watching, are never a genuine rejection of his true feelings for Ahan. Instead, they are a desperate, agonizing attempt to conform to crushing societal expectations and, in his mind, save them both from severe trouble. The film masterfully highlights how this compulsory heterosexuality damages everyone involved, including Ban Ban, who becomes this unwitting and tragic participant in this devastating charade. Birdie's apparent cruelty in this context is truly a painful strategy, a distorted form of love, a desperate measure he believes will ensure Ahan's safety and, by extension, his own. He's trapped, and his choices really reflect that entrapment.
And the tragic result of this profound internal and external conflict is a relationship that devolves into this painful, agonizing push and pull of hidden glances, silent longing, and bitter arguments. Ion, heartbroken and utterly confused by Birdie's sudden coldness and his public relationship with Ban Ban, confronts him repeatedly, desperate for answers, for understanding. The emotional tension just builds and builds. It's like this suffocating pressure reaching a critical mass that threatens to consume them both.
Yeah, the tension is palpable.
And this unbearable tension culminates in one of the film's most iconic and emotionally charged scenes. A school performance where Birdie steps onto the stage and sings the titular song, Your Name Engraved Herein, directly to Ahan. You can almost feel the air crackle with unspoken emotion in that auditorium. It's this moment of breathtaking public intimacy disguised as performance. It's his one public, defiant act of love, skillfully hidden beneath the veil of a talent show.
It's incredible.
The lyrics, the melody, his gaze, it all becomes a vessel for their unspeakable emotions. It's a safe, clandestine way for Birdie to publicly express what he could never, ever articulate aloud in that repressive environment. It's his raw confession, his tender lament, without uttering a single forbidden word. It's just devastatingly beautiful in its veiled honesty. It's a heartrending testament to the power of art to convey what words cannot.
Absolutely beautiful and so painful.
After all that intense push and pull, all the hidden glances and unspoken words, the emotional pressure finally becomes too much, leading to the heartbreaking fracture in their relationship. The final breaking point occurs during the school's marathon. Ahan, emotionally shattered by Birdie's actions and the immense weight of his own unexpressed, unrequited love, intentionally runs himself into complete exhaustion. You see him pushing himself past his physical limits, driven to pure emotional despair, and he eventually collapses. This physical collapse isn't merely a plot device. It so powerfully mirrors his complete emotional devastation. It's an act born of such desperation. You can vividly sense how much Ahan is struggling, how the weight of everything is just too much for him to bear any longer.
And in the quiet intimacy of the school infirmary, in the vulnerable aftermath of Ahan's collapse, he finally, mercifully, confesses his love aloud to Birdie with that powerful, gut-wrenching line, "I'm so sick of pretending I don't love you." It's such a moment of raw, unguarded truth, a culmination of all the suppressed feelings. They share a single, passionate, and tear-filled kiss, a fleeting explosion of all those pent-up emotions, everything the audience had been waiting for, a beautiful, impossible truth revealed. But this moment, while incredibly cathartic and visually stunning, is immediately followed by the crushing reality of their situation. It highlights the fleeting, almost impossible nature of their truth in a world that is simply not ready for it, a world that would condemn them for daring to love in such a way. That single kiss, while offering momentary solace, also underscores the profound limitations placed upon them.
Because immediately after that profound, desperate kiss, Birdy, overwhelmed by fear and the pervasive societal pressure that has haunted him, pushes Ahan away, uttering a soft, desperate, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
He then flees, leaving Ahan utterly broken, lying there physically and emotionally shattered. This swift withdrawal underscores with brutal clarity that the weight of the world is too heavy for their love to survive openly at that time. They graduate soon after and tragically go their separate ways, their friendship and love effectively severed. So what does this all mean for them? This wasn't rejection of love itself, but a heartbreaking surrender to overwhelming societal pressure, leaving them both with years, decades even, of pain, silence, and those what-ifs.
So many what-ifs.
30 years pass, a vast expanse of time that separates our two protagonists, each carrying the silent burden of their youth. The film fast-forwards to the present day, revealing that Ahan is now living in Canada, having sought a new life, perhaps to escape the painful memories of his past in Taiwan. Birdy, meanwhile, has gone on to live what many would consider a conventional life, married with a child, embodying the societal expectations he once felt compelled to adopt. You can imagine the immense baggage of 3 decades that separates them. The unasked questions, the unspoken pain, the quiet regrets that must have haunted them both.
It's a stark illustration of how lives can diverge, right? Not always by conscious choice, but by the relentless force of circumstance and societal demands. But then destiny, or perhaps just a cruel twist of fate, intervenes. Ahan receives a phone call from Ban Ban.
No way!
Yeah. The very girl Birdy once pursued in that heartbreaking charade, who is now also in Toronto. She reveals that Birdy is there too, with his family, touring the city, and sensing a deeper history, gives Ahan Birdy's number. This chance encounter, after so long, isn't about simply rekindling a romance. It's really about the profound human need for understanding and closure. To finally speak the truth that was stifled for so long, to unpack those 30 years of silence that have shaped their very beings.
After much hesitation, you can practically feel his internal struggle, the immense courage it must have taken. Ahan finally makes the call. This leads to an initially awkward, stilted meeting at a hotel. The conversation is just thick with the weight of the past, filled with the baggage of those 3 decades of unspoken words and unresolved feelings.
So tense.
But the true breakthrough comes when Ahan, desperate for real connection, asks to see Birdy alone one more time. They walk together through the snowy streets of Toronto. It's this stark, cold landscape for this intensely emotional reunion, mirroring the emotional chill that has separated them for so long. And it's here, in this quiet, almost reverent setting, amidst the falling snow, that Birdy finally reveals the truth that has haunted them both for so long, that has defined their separate lives. He says his actions in 1987 were all out of fear and love. He unequivocally states that he pushed Ahan away to protect him, finally articulating the depth of his internal struggle and the agonizing reasoning behind his painful choices.
And then, the button.
Oh, the button, yes.
Birdy admits he kept the button from Ahan's jacket all these years. This small, unassuming object transforms into this priceless token of love, tangible evidence of his enduring hidden affection.
It's just, wow.
That simple button. It's just a small object, but it carries the immense weight of a lifetime of unspoken love and regret, a silent promise kept across decades. It's the ultimate, irrefutable evidence of, "I've always loved you."
It really is.
He even confesses that after he got married, he cried for a long time, finally allowing himself in that private moment to grieve the love he had to sacrifice.
That admission is so powerful.
This moment of confession is incredibly powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a profound catharsis for both characters and for the audience. The film ends not with a romantic reunion or a cliched happily ever after, which honestly would have felt disingenuous given their past,
Very would have.
but with this poignant sense of peace and reconciliation. The 30 years of silence and pain cannot be erased, that's made clear, but they can finally be understood. Birdy's confession allows both men to finally lay down the immense burden of the past, a burden they've carried individually for so long, allowing for a form of healing.
So why this kind of ending? You touched on it, but why avoid the cliche?
Well, I think the film deliberately avoids cliché to offer something far more profound. It acknowledges that some loves are beautiful precisely because they were lost, because they existed in a time and place that couldn't sustain them openly. And ultimately, that understanding, that mutual acknowledgement of shared history, pain, and enduring affection can be far more powerful and healing than any forced romantic reunion.
Right.
The final shot is that magical realist return to their youth, showing them happy and free in the back of a scooter. This isn't a fantasy of what will be in their future. Rather, it's a beautiful, almost ethereal, visual representation of the eternal, untouchable love they shared in their youth. It's the future they could never have, but the love that never truly died. It's a bittersweet, utterly perfect closure that speaks to the enduring nature of true connection beyond circumstance.
It really lands perfectly. Now that we've journeyed through their heart-wrenching story, let's unpack the deeper layers of Your Name Engraved Herein by exploring its central themes and powerful symbolism. At its core, the film masterfully explores the intricate dynamics of love and fear, right, with each protagonist sort of embodying one side of that complex coin.
Hmm.
Ahan, as we've discussed, profoundly represents love in its purest, most impulsive form. He is deeply emotional, driven by an open heart, and willing to wear his affection on his sleeve, coming to terms with his identity against seemingly insurmountable odds. He's the one who feels everything so intensely, experiencing every joy, every pang of confusion, every moment of soul-crushing despair with an unbridled honesty. He truly serves as the audience's gateway into the raw, unfiltered emotional landscape of this story, allowing us to feel the weight of his pure, unadulterated passion. You see how these two characters embody such fundamental human experiences, making their story resonate on a deeply personal, universal level.
Absolutely. And then there's Birdy, a character who truly embodies fear, but a fear that is inextricably born from a profound, self-sacrificing love. His character is far more complex, grappling with deep affection for Ahan while being acutely aware of the devastating consequences they face. His actions, including his pursuit of Ban Ban, are not malicious. They are agonizingly painful strategies to protect Ahan and, by extension, himself from a hostile world. He is the embodiment of the angst trope, the one who inflicts pain, both on himself and on the person he loves, in a desperate, often misguided attempt to save them.
Mm-hmm.
His internal struggle, the constant battle between his heart's desire and his survival instincts, is a powerful testament to the immense, suffocating pressure of their environment.
Beyond the characters themselves, the film is incredibly rich with key symbolism that elevates the narrative and deepens its emotional impact. The title itself, and that haunting song, Your Name Engraved Herein, it's such a perfect metaphor for first love, especially a forbidden one.
It really is.
It's a mark that is permanent, deep, carved into the very essence of a person, and cannot be erased by time, distance, or societal pressure. The song, in particular, becomes Birdy's heartbreaking and unforgettable love letter, his only way to scream his feelings for Ahan in a crowded room without uttering a single forbidden word, a public declaration disguised as performance.
And of course, there's the button. As we discussed, this seemingly simple object becomes a priceless token of love, tangible, undeniable evidence of Birdy's enduring affection. The fact that he kept it for 30 years is the ultimate proof that his feelings were always real, a silent promise kept across decades.
It's a microcosm of their entire relationship, a small, hidden piece of something profoundly significant.
Exactly.
And the fantasy ending, that beautiful, ethereal vision of their young selves, free and happy on a scooter. It's not meant to be a literal happily ever after. Instead, it's a poignant acknowledgement of what could have been, a beautiful visualization of unrealized potential and a love that, despite its earthly impossibility, remains eternal and untouchable in their hearts.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, these symbols aren't just cinematic flourishes or pretty imagery. They are deeply ingrained in the narrative. They offer these powerful emotional anchors that stay with you long after the film ends. They provide crucial layers of meaning that allow the audience to truly grasp the profound, often unspeakable emotions at play.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of layers, the film's powerful backdrop of the end of martial law starkly highlights the ongoing contrast between the promise of social liberation and the crushing reality of institutional repression.
So it's far more than just a love story. It's really a profound commentary on how society and its institutions, particularly the rigid Catholic backdrop in this case, can actively frame natural feelings as sin. This insidious framing fuels immense internal guilt and conflict, shaping and sometimes tragically warping individual lives and choices.
Absolutely.
It powerfully demonstrates how personal struggles are inextricably linked to the broader political and social landscape, underscoring the vital need for acceptance and understanding. Finally, let's turn our attention to the immense impact and legacy of Your Name Engraved Herein beyond the screen. This wasn't just another film, it became a veritable box office success, breaking records in Taiwan and evolving into a significant cultural phenomenon that transcended mere entertainment.
Absolutely. The movie is widely credited with sparking widespread, often uncomfortable but necessary, conversations about LGBTQ plus history and rights in Taiwan. For older generations who lived through such repression, it served as both a painful reminder of their past and a long overdue public space to acknowledge and process their hidden struggles.
Right.
For the young, it became this vital, accessible history lesson, shedding light on a past often omitted from official narratives. This wasn't just a movie, it really felt like a movement, bringing these hidden histories and experiences into the light, forcing a much-needed societal conversation that had been suppressed for far too long.
And it's crucial to distinguish this film from many other BL or boy love dramas that we see emerging from places like Thailand or Japan.
Yeah, that's an important point.
For context, BL dramas are a popular genre, often from East Asia, that typically focus on idealized romantic relationships between male characters. While immensely popular, they often prioritize escapism and fan service, sometimes sidestepping deeper socio-political
Why,
realities.
they serve a different function often.
Exactly. Your Name Engraved Herein, however, transcends this. It takes a far more serious, almost art house approach. It's not about wish fulfillment. It's categorized more accurately as queer cinema, a genre dedicated to exploring LGBTQ plus experiences through film, often focusing on political, social, or historical challenges. That makes it distinct from purely romantic or commercial narratives.
This distinction is crucial because Your Name Engraved Herein isn't just offering a fantasy, it's grounding a universal experience of forbidden love in a specific, often painful socio-historical reality. While it has naturally drawn comparisons to Call Me By Your Name from 2017, another significant queer film.
Which is fair, they're both important.
They are, but the two are quite different in their approach and contextual nuance. Where Luca Guadagnino's film evokes a lush, sensual European summer romance, focusing on the blossoming of first love in a relatively accepting, if transient, environment. Lu Guanghui's work evokes a much more restrained, historically contextualized Taiwanese societal struggle. It focuses on the tragic consequences of societal repression. Both are beautiful, but they achieve their beauty through very different lenses. One more romantic and idealized, the other more grounded in a painful real-world context and its lasting scars.
That's a great way to put it. And ultimately, the film's enduring power lies in its beautiful imperfection, mirroring the painful yet lasting nature of first love itself. It truly is a profound tragedy about love, fear, and the enduring scars of repression. It leaves viewers with this bittersweet ache, a sense of profound longing and understanding that lingers long after the credits roll. You see, it's not your typical fluffy romance. This film delivers a powerful, almost aching emotional punch because it's rooted in real experiences, reminding us why authentic representation and the creation of safe spaces where people can be their true, authentic selves without fear are so vitally important even today.
Couldn't agree more.
So we've taken an extensive deep dive into Your Name Engraved Herein, a film that truly engraves itself on your heart and mind. We've seen how a love story can simultaneously be a crucial historical document, a poignant cry for understanding, and a powerful symbol of enduring human connection, all set against a backdrop of profound societal change and immense personal struggle.
And this deep dive leaves us with an important question, I think. While society has undeniably evolved in many places since 1987, what martial laws, whether spoken or unspoken, legal or cultural, might still be subtly shaping, repressing, or even outright denying sincere connections and identities in our world today? And what crucial role do powerful, unflinching stories like Your Name Engraved Herein play in helping us recognize, understand, and ultimately dismantle these lingering barriers, allowing for a future where love, in all its forms, can truly flourish openly and without fear?
That's a really powerful thought to end on. If you haven't seen it, definitely prepare a box of tissues because this one will stay with you, resonating deep within your soul. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this powerful film and its impact. Don't forget to tell us what stood out to you in the comments section. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Be sure to check out our other deep dives for more fascinating insights.